Many fans say that Lewis comes across like he does all the work on a race weekend and rarely mentions the team. Some have even labeled the Brit as arrogant and hypocritical. But what do the Formula One legends think of the 7-time world champion? Well, we've got you covered. In this video, we will be looking at what Formula One legends think of Lewis Hamilton. So without further ado, let's begin. Fernando Alonso. Alonso was Hamilton's first F1 teammate at McLaren in 2007, but their relationship deteriorated during a confrontational and often turbulent season in which the sport's established star and highly rated rookie battled fiercely for a title that they ultimately both missed. Fernando would leave the team and Hamilton after that single season, but he has maintained a close relationship with the driver who has gone on to break F1 records and win 7 championships. Lewis came into Formula One like a tsunami, Alonso admitted, with all his talent, all his abilities, and results immediately. If Alonso and Hamilton were to work together again, he believes their relationship would be much better than it was in 2007. After winning 2 consecutive world championships with Renault in 2005 and 2006, Alonso joined McLaren in early 2007, where he was paired with a rookie, Lewis Hamilton. Despite his lack of experience, Hamilton quickly emerged as a serious threat to the 2-time champion, who blocked the British driver during Hungarian GP qualifying, with the McLaren drivers both missing out on the championship by a single point at the season's final race to Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen. Alonso, who also returned to McLaren at the start of 2015, stated that he would enjoy a far more productive partnership with Hamilton, but only if they were in title contention, citing his current partnership with Jenson Button as an example of what can happen when 2 champions are given uncompetitive cars. Talking to ESPN, he said, "I think it would be different. I'm more mature, he's more mature. The teams now are, in a way, more prepared for all the situations. If I were Hamilton's teammate today, I think it would be very different because we have learned, and we are very different people now. We no longer have that, let's say that stress of winning on the side because I think we respect each other a lot." Jenson Button. Between 2010 and 2012, Button drove alongside Hamilton at McLaren. Despite being decisively beaten in their qualifying head-to-head, he outscored the younger Briton over the course of their 3 seasons together. While still racing for McLaren in 2015 and 2016, Button was joined by Alonso. Given the team's difficulties with returning engine partner Honda, the pair were frequently fighting for position at the back of the field. Considering his first-hand experience working with Hamilton and Alonso, Button was asked to rate them in terms of outright speed and an overall package in an interview with NICO ROSBERG's YouTube channel. When asked who was the faster driver over 1 lap, Button answered, "I think Lewis is. Lewis, for me, was a very straightforward teammate. He was really quick. In testing, he could be not really on the pace, 3 or 4 tenths off even, and I don't think he was doing it on purpose. Then he'd get to qualifying, and he'd be on it. He would always find the lap time in qualifying." Summing up, Button said, "Having both Hamilton and Alonso as teammates was very special because you just knew you were up against the best. And when you did beat them, it meant so much more." Niki Lauda. Lewis Hamilton clinched his 4th world title with a 9th place finish in Mexico, tying him with German legend Niki Lauda. Following the race, Niki Lauda, the then chairman of Mercedes, admitted that Hamilton had impressed him during the season and alluded to him as a god. "This year, Lewis won the championship for Mercedes. It's that simple," he said. "I think Ferrari had the best chassis engine package, and now Red Bull has arrived too. But Lewis drove like never before, with little to no errors, driving like a god and gave us the title. Experienced drivers become better, Grand Prix after Grand Prix, year after year," he added. "It's the only way to succeed in any sport." Michael Schumacher. Hamilton came very close to beating Schumacher's record for the most world championships last year, but ultimately succumbed to the hands of Max Verstappen. On the other hand, Schumacher has publicly stated that his record is beatable, and the German has even confessed his admiration for Hamilton. Schumi revealed in an interview with BBC Sport that he believes Lewis Hamilton can break his record of 7 world championships. "I would say, absolutely yes, Hamilton could win 7 titles one day," Schumacher said. The 7-time world champion expressed his confidence in the Brit on the BBC's Inside Sports program. "Nobody thought, even me, that I could beat Juan Manuel Fangio. Then I did. Records are there to be beaten." When it comes to losing his crown, the German is well aware that it will happen one day and claims that it does not bother him. "I'm quite relaxed that one day it will happen, whether it's Lewis, whether it's Massa, or whoever." It might be someone of the current or of the future that could or will do it, but I've got no problem about it. Schumacher revealed his admiration for Hamilton in an interview with ITV, but he refused to say whether he thought Hamilton was the best driver on the track. When you think about what he has done in such a short time, just arriving and competing with double world champion Fernando Alonso and being very often quicker, that talks for itself. Is he the best? Is he not the best? Is he better than Felipe Massa or not? You look at the circumstances, it is not always very straightforward or clear to understand from the outside. Of course, this interview was done prior to Hamilton's dominance. Lewis was a 23-year-old newbie at the time. Since then, he's come a very long way since winning his 7th driver's title in 2020, equaling Schumacher's record. Nico Rosberg. Between 2013 and 2016, Hamilton and Rosberg were teammates at Mercedes. When Mercedes delivered a completely dominant car in 2014, the World Championship devolved into a 2-horse race, and the friendship the pair had shared since karting turned into a bitter rivalry. They clashed at the Belgian Grand Prix in 2014, in Austria in 2016, and famously took each other out of the race in Spain the following year. Hamilton won the title in 2014 and 2015, while Rosberg won it in 2016 before retiring. Despite their bitter rivalry, Rosberg has openly stated that he believes the bit has more talent than former F1 legend Michael Schumacher. In an interview with Motorsport Total, Rosberg stated, "Lewis has an amazing natural talent. If we look at talent, he's probably the best of all time, and he really builds on that. That instinct is phenomenal with him. A big difference is diligence. Lewis hates test drives, and Michael would drive tests every day, even though he is a 7-time world champion, but because he also knows that you can always learn a little bit there." Is Rosberg right in saying that Hamilton was more talented than Michael? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when we upload more content. We will see you in the next one.